this thing on? What's this background? What? Did Tim Burton have some free time? Jeez. Sorry, we look like we're... Okay, anyway. Hey, Microsoft! I hear you're probably gonna stop doing backwards compatibility for the, Xbox 360 games that we all know and loved from a generation ago, and you're not making them backwards compatible anymore. This autofocus is terrible. I'm apologizing in advance. No, Logitech should be apologizing in advance. Now, with all the games that you've done for backwards compatibility, and I know there's a lot of resources and whatnot. However, there are some games that you folks overlooked. So, let's go through them. See, now, here's what I don't understand. You could do destroy all humans. I like the way that's in focus, but I'm completely blurry. Sorry for the cataract vision you guys are watching this in. You could do destroy all humans. However, you've neglected the sequel, Destroy All Humans 2. Now, this game is near and dear to my heart. Because people, you know. So, this needs to be done. Get on that. It's right there. What are you doing? You can do one. You can do two. What's the problem? Voodoo Vince also gets the backwards... Voodoo Vince also got the backwards compatibility treatment. However, you know what you missed? Evil Dead! What are you kidding me? Evil Dead, a fistful of boomstick. This is like a cult horror thing that everybody who is into this wants to play. Which brings me to the next one. Evil Dead Regeneration! There's a little guy in there. Come on, think of the little people. 2 Evil Dead games trapped in the original Xbox format forever. I think one of them can be played on a 360. I'm not quite sure. But if that's the case, why not just bring it to the one? What are you doing? God, that autofocus. We're sorry, Ash. We're sorry. Hey, Microsoft, you owe Ash Williams an apology. Let's just hope he accepts it. Apologize! Is it on a 360? Spawn Armageddon! This one's not a big deal, but I do own it, so I'd like to play it. But you know what they should? You know what they should make backwards compatible? Crazy Taxi 3. Okay? I know 1 is backwards compatible, 2 is apparently non-existent, so we went straight to 3. Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller. Make that backwards compatibility. Sega, what else are you doing with it? Okay? You guys weren't wasting so much time messing up the Sonic franchise. You know what? We'd get more Crazy Taxis and other games, which I will mention shortly. But speaking of games that should be backwards compatible, this one, a little rough around the edges rarity, BMX Triple X. It's not as bad as it sounds. I guess it was risque for back in the day. But, you're basically riding around on bicycles, listening to punk music, and occasionally coming across a stripper. That was like your childhood. You grew up in a city. And speaking of alternate modes of transportation, Jet Set Radio Future. Why is this not backwards compatible? Yeah, I can play the original Jet Set Radio because it was an Xbox arcade game. But seriously, Jet Set Radio Future needs to be played. Logitech. Thank you. God, that would have been a lot more effective if it worked the first time. We need a director. Anyway, make Jet Set Radio backwards compatible. Do it now. It's important. And here's another 2 games that are kind of like weird cult classics that are not backwards compatible. Whacked! Yeah, that's right. Game show gone wrong. I have no idea if this is any good because I didn't get a chance to play it because it's not backwards compatible. Thanks, Microsoft Game Studio. You make it. It's not like you got to contact the developer to see if it's okay. Only on Xbox. Only on Xbox. Every title they own that says only on Xbox should be on Xbox. Just saying. Not trying to be difficult. Sudeki! I don't know anything about this game, but once again, Microsoft Game Studios. It's a game by Microsoft. Should be on their platform. Might want to make this backwards compatibility. Judging by the cover, it might be interesting to play. I haven't had a chance, but I found it in a thrift store. So I'm not going to pass it up for $1, okay? All right? Malice! Basically, this was an original Xbox game where you run around as a kind of a very angry girl with a giant hammer. Not backwards compatible, thanks a lot. And, you know, it'd be really cool. Dude, I think Gwen Stefani voiced this character. No doubt! They did that song. I'm just a squirrel. You know that kind of song? No, it's not I'm just a girl. It's I'm just a squirrel. Everyone's been mishearing it for 20 years, okay? Backwards compatible, thanks. Now, I know we've been talking about a lot of original Xbox games, but there are a couple from the 360 era that need to be done. Now, I find it odd that Rumble Roses is a backwards compatible title for some reason. This is a backwards compatible title. You can play it right now. Want to wrestle with some ladies? Go nuts. Since we're on the genre of ladies who like to get physical, yeah, here we go. What is it? One chai bar? What is this even called? One chan bar. All right, Bikini Samurai Squad. Like literally, it's just a step above Rumble Roses. Okay, basically the same genre. A lot of people didn't get the opportunity to play a game where you get to run around in a bikini and kill zombies with giant swords. So backwards compatible. Thank you. That'd be very helpful. And on the topic of people killing zombies, here we go. Lollipop Chainsaw! This was one of the most odd, weird games that come out in like the last probably 15 years. So I'm just like, why? Shadows of the Dam got backwards compatible. Alice Madness Returns got backwards Why not this? Why not poor Juliet Starling with a boyfriend head on her thigh, just wandering the halls, ridding the world of zombies? This, to me, is a title that is greatly overlooked. Why? X-Blades. There were a lot of scantily clad heroines back in the day. Good for you, game developers. Keep that going. Hey, if all the guys in Mortal Kombat can have their shirts off, what's the problem? Okay? I don't know what is wrong with you humans and your obsession with covering up the human body if it's specifically one gender. Get over yourselves. Stupid. Never dead. Literally, Konami, I know you're cool with backwards compatibility. I don't know why this title isn't on your list, but it is a frustratingly hard game with a unique mechanic where the main character can get chopped up into bits and then literally roll around as a decapitated head. Where are you finding this in games? There is no other game where I could be a decapitated head trying to get the remainder of my body parts together. This is unique gameplay, and it's a little weird. I love that. Come on! Splatterhouse! For those who remember the original arcade NES-type game where you're running around, just a weird creature, stuff like that, they made a sequel! All right? Well, it's kind of a remake thing, but the original game is in here. It's a fun game, a little frustrating, lots of blood and guts and gore, and I kind of like that. I personally kind of like that. I like blood. I like guts. I like gore. And don't give me that video games are too violent lecture, okay? You want violence? Go outside real live life in a really terrible country, okay? Make believe. You're welcome for the differentiation. Hellboy! What happened to you in 2019? Nah, not that this game was much better, but hey, if you want to revisit the world of Hellboy, the science of evil is... at least it exists. But not on the Xbox One because they didn't make it backwards compatible. Just saying, you might want to look into that, especially since the movie came out and you missed an opportunity to resell this game 100 times over. I know I'm not the best at marketing, but at least I can, deal with market synergy somehow. God, Bullet Witch. That's right, there's this old game called Bullet Witch. It is available on a PC and it's kind of wonky and weird, but that's what I like about it. You're basically a witch who has a plethora of giant guns and spells and stuff, and of course, zombie creatures are taking over the city, you gotta do something about it, and you're DLC schoolgirl uniform. And that's just Japan, okay? Don't judge them, alright? It's cultural. I said don't judge them, it's cultural! Golden Axe! Not quite the original Golden Axe people remember, but it was still kind of a fun game of running around. Sega, I know you're fine with backwards compatibility, why not do this? Just saying. And another weird oddity, Fairytale Fights. Nobody's heard of this game, apparently. This is just a weird, quirky game where you're in a fairy tale land just chopping up everything you see. You can literally slide on blood for an achievement, okay? This, come on, it's such a unique weirdness. If nobody's ever played this, don't expect the world, but it is fun. It's made by PlayLogic, which, what else did they do? I don't care, they did this. Good job, guys. Get back to work on a sequel. There's probably several people waiting for it. And lest we forget about the children, Xbox, don't you realize future generations won't be able to play Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom? Or Adventure Time, Explore the Dungeon because, I don't know. Come on, this is a fun yet challenging dungeon crawler that really needs to be backwards compatible. Okay? You used to be able to find it on like Steam and all those other places, but it just seems to have magically disappeared. I don't know why. Somebody get this back on the I hate having to boot up my 360. And speaking of which, Microsoft, I keep saying Microsoft, it's Xbox. Xbox, since you're really trying to push the whole PC thing right now, here's what you do. I'm giving you $1 million idea. Give me a little bit of royalties. Make an Xbox 360 emulator that people can download through the Xbox Store, connect to Xbox Live, and be able to play all their old games. And if you need to, I don't know what kind of optical drive they used in the 360 days, make an external 360 disk drive that could read these disks and are compatible for PC. Not only would that be a brilliant idea, I would certainly buy one in an instant. Most people's PCs have the power of a 360 these days, so it would be great for gaming history to retain and be able to play all these games everybody used to own and are now no longer available anywhere. And you could do the same thing with the original Xbox as well. Make an emulator, an official emulator that people can download onto their PC and be able to play their back catalog of physical discs. I know physical discs are slowly going away because people are stupid, but think about it. You guys can do this. Your Xbox. And if you have some free time, maybe get on Logitech about their autofocus drivers. Look at that. It took like a week. Just sitting here. Finn and Jake, get me out of here. It's the quest for the Logitech drivers that actually work. Adventure Time. Logitech!